Zuma is a South African that is leading the March and March group that is chasing foreign nationals in South Africa. Up in arms against the government of Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa also over prohibiting the rights for the citizens of Zimbabwe and in solidarity with Begimpilo Mbetsi, who has been arrested by the regime just for calling Zimbabweans to exercise their rights and protest on the 31st of July 2026. That's why I've also made a conscious decision that every day I will speak about the 31st of July protest and beyond. And guess what, Jamwanda, who is actually George Charamba. This is the fake account of Charamba. But before we go into what he said, it is important to listen to what George Charamba was responding to. And this is exactly what was spoken by Ngobese.
In Zimbabwe, there is a gentleman currently called Begimpilo Mbetsi. Begimpilo is arrested currently because they are planning to have a march on the 31st of July, which is a march that is to protest against the 2030 suggestion, which they've already put into legislation by the Zimbabwean government. And we stand firm as much to say that Mnangagwa must free Begimpilo Mbetsi. You cannot arrest civilians for protesting. The man didn't do anything. All he did was exercise his constitutional rights as we do in South Africa. And this government of South Africa of ours, who always claim that they are in solidarity with everyone in Africa and they want Pan-Africanism and all of those nice things, why are they not insisting that Zimbabweans must be allowed to protest in peace? We find ourselves here because Zimbabweans run away from their government, which is ridiculous. And then when we run away, those problems become ours. So we are calling Mnangagwa to let Begimpilo and allow the people of Zimbabwe to protest on the 31st of July. The 31st of July must happen for the people of Zimbabwe to express themselves.
So that is the video that attracted the response of George Charamba. I'm tempted. Okay, thank God the comment having disappeared. And this is what George Charamba said. He says this girl is now overreaching. Here we are state and order driven. No hanky puffy business here. Let the message get to her raw. So this was George Charamba. That is the government presidential spokesperson responding to Ngobese, saying they are a government. By the way, this account blocked me. The moment I interacted with George Charamba, he blocked my account. So I cannot comment, but I'm going to, okay, he has been saying a lot of things. Someone says there is this also Rufaz Cherera King who says, dear sister Jacinta Ngobese, when truck drivers cross a border, they become foreigners in another country. Do you want truck companies to do relay setup of drivers? So they were asked the relay setup of drivers, educate your members. Some jobs involves being in other countries. And this Jamwanda saying, do you think she understands that or anything? So I'm trying to go to a post where specifically it was yes, where he was responding to this lady. And I want to go to the comment. Someone says, I agree with you on that she should focus on South Africa. She's not a perfect of the continent. We may disagree on issues as a country, but violence and vandalism is certainly not the way forward. Jamwanda says, Kana malema akambo ziyeza even kwede when he was with the unions. Those things don't happen here. Someone says, Marima Jira says, Sungurai Mbetsi is innocent. Chamanda says, Enda unomsunungura tione ukaricha as manero. You know, this is the language coming from, in fact, this person was saying, free Mbedzi because he's innocent. He says, go and free him and see that you can eat this evening. This is a government official. How heartless this government official, the spokesperson, George Charamba, can be. Mlungisi Dube says, she is right. Why arrest someone for protesting? And then George Charamba says, you do it legally here. Streets don't write laws. This side of the Limpopo never allow your false liberal. How can a poor African be liberal at all? Illusions to cross the river. So someone says, Simba, people are really going to hate you, Bashi. He says, Chamanda says, Kupi. And the Kunta Kinte says, wasn't the right to protest though, comrade? Is it this constitutional right which he exercised? He says, no, he wasn't, and it will never be right if the hope is to import Jacinta sponsored march and march Tino Mbo Mumbaya. So in simple terms, he is saying we are going to punish Mbedzi. This is a government official. Tawanda Machaka saying, but the problem with you guys is government is that some arrests are really unnecessary and are suggestive of abuse of the law to circle political scores and hence the negative publicity. Chamanda says, I would have paid serious attention to your opinion, and that's what it is. If that came from the bench, iwewe hako nefungwa zako chete. So you can see he is busy on social media posting hogwash. So he was responding to Jacinta and quite a number of people. It seems to be active, this gentleman, trying to spin propaganda for Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, who is the presidential spokesperson, who says this girl is now overreaching. So he's simply saying Jacinta is now interfering. But you know, solidarity with other fellow Africans isn't the wrong thing. In fact, on this one, Jacinta got it right. I disagree with her position on Africans in Africa being chased away in a manner that they have been in South Africa. This definitely creates an ugly picture for South Africa. But on Mbedzi, she is on point. And we continue to actually call on the heartless and ruthless government consisting of empty heads like George Charamba to free Mbedzi. Please free Begimpilo Mbedzi. There is absolutely nothing wrong that he did. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for this time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we film live,